Alright, this is Rotel preamp. This is the RSP-980. Here we go. It's a relatively nice machine. Here's some of the problems. It's got an end cap that's missing here. It has various, not really. It's got a pretty good outside. It's got some scratches. There's a scratch right there. But nothing really big. Some on the back here. And this is the back end. I do not have the amplifier or the serial port for that. I'm using a Kenwood, and that's actually for sale too. I've got this on a little bit of a different setup. This has got monitoring in and out because I've got a Marantz that I'm using actually that I'm going to be repairing here in the next couple days. So I'm going to go ahead and use that to add some fun to it. And I've got instead of a normal CD in, I've got actually a DAT tape player, a Tascam DA20 MK2. So right now I'm using this, the Logitech Harmony 300, to control everything on there. So I'm kind of going to show you how to do this. This is all on the My Harmony website, so you can go ahead and load it up if you wish to use it. You will need it, by the way. You will need to at least have a remote control, programmable remote control, to switch between different modes of listening. So please be aware of that. But to be honest, I've been using this actually for about, I don't know, about 2 months. But we're moving now, and I've got a couple other other things that I'm going to go ahead and use instead. And I'm going to kind of go away from the preamp system. I know it's supposed to sound better, but I just don't have really a lot of space. So this is an extra couple pieces when I can just have one piece, actually 3 pieces. And I'd like to just have a receiver. So let's go ahead and power up. There you go, you heard it power up. Takes a couple seconds for the volume to come up. We're going to go ahead and turn the volume down. There we go. And you can hear it going down. And right now we've got tape in. So I turned it all the way down. And this here is the Kenwood KR-993. It's a pretty normal thing. This would probably be better for like a zone 2. It's a relatively bare bones system, as most amplifiers are. So right now what I've got is I've got everything on line CD, or line in CD. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and pop this up. Right now it's actually on tuner. This is all going through the tuner right now. So really the switch is you're going to be turning it on, for what I'm doing, you're going to be turning it on with tape monitor, which also you won't be able to use with a remote control, so be aware of that. Over here we've got a model 2110, so Marantz. This is one of their I don't know, I wouldn't say it's their lower end. It's a 3-gang tuner, strictly a tuner. So and right now I'm actually going to be replacing a RCA in that broke off on the back. It didn't actually break off, but the hinges did. Not that you care. And anyways, yeah. So let's go ahead and turn this up. I'll go ahead and pop the volume up. There we go. And
the month or drive home 2 for $222. That's 2 new cars for just $222 per month.
Switch this so you can listen to it.
Write it down. 888.
Little mono. More mono. There's some stereo. Not a lot to show you on the RSP that I haven't shown you. There's a couple problems here. I'm going to turn the volume down so you can listen to me. There's a couple problems here too on the face. There's a little hair there. Overall though, it's a nice preamp. I would say if you're looking for a 5.1, you could do better out there. This is obviously an older 5.1 THX surround sound. So I've never used surround sound on this. I've only used it on an old Techniques that I had, and I actually have abandoned that again for both space and for convenience, and also sound. I mean, I usually use it for music. And I've got this Tascam DA20 MK2. Excuse the mess in here. We are moving, so I've actually moved all this stuff out of my office where a bunch of empty boxes are right now, and full boxes actually. So we do this. Switch the line in and tape out. I've tried to keep this as brief as possible, but I wanted to show you that you could switch through modes. So I've actually changed this a little bit, so I'm using this to switch through modes, which I think is a little bit easier. And I just go up to mono, which sounds definitely mono. Then I'm using that actually to trick the YouTube filters as well. Overall though, for the Kenwood, let's go ahead and talk about that really quickly. As you can see, the light is barely visible. So I am unaware if this is a thing, but I have a feeling that it's just kind of dim with age. Overall, it's a nice unit. Looks good inside. I have not cleaned anything on the inside, so this obviously sat inside a lot underneath a cabinet or something, so it definitely kept the dust out. It's a nice unit, and it's pretty bare bones. It's got your 4-channel inputs or outputs. It's got your simple single source RCA. So a bare bones system, but nonetheless, it's got great amount of power. I think it's a 200 watt per channel, and you can see by the power source. It's a big power source, and it's heavy too. I'd say probably about maybe between 18 and 20 pounds. So please be aware of that. The Rotel is about the same. So and you can actually see the power on the inside there too. I have not opened this machine up either, so neither of these machines have been. They've pretty much worked as is for the entire time that I've had them. I've had these for about 2 years. I just started the Rotel because I've been reading about preamps, and I'm just, you know, I like preamps and all, but I would rather have a convenience of just a receiver.
These are the sounds most Alabama homeowners are familiar with to protect our homes, but there's one that might not be so.
And I'm using some bookshelf speakers here, but they're pretty nice. They're EMIs. These are the 70s, which are got a pretty small woofer on there, but that's okay. Anyways, that is the Rotel RSP-980 and the Kenwood KR-993. If you have any questions, please ask. These will be on the Bay de la E. There we go. Oh, let's turn it off. Oh, fancy.